Avatar Meher Baba Ki Jai. Reading of Lord Meher, the biography of the Avatar of the Age Meher Baba, Volume 1 by Bahu Kalturi. We are on 151 page. We have been reading about Meherwan's realization, and now we will continue from 51 last paragraph. At this time, Meherwan's friends had no idea that he was God conscious. Absorbed in a divine state of Aham Brahmasi, Bailey was particularly curious, but it was first time he had ever seen his lifelong friend totally oblivious to everything around him. Jamshed had made some comment because he was well aware of his brother's peculiar behavior. Since they had stayed together in Bombay in one room for over 3 months. After this, however, Bailey often observed Meherwan either staring intently at the light of a kerosene lamp or into the rays of the sun itself without the slightest motion, like a post statue or mannequin, for hours. In Bombay, Bailey apologized for his earlier rudeness and requested that Meherwan arrange another outing so their trip could continue. The others supported Bailey, and Meherwan decided to visit the Gharapuri Caves or Elephanta Island, 3 miles across from Bombay port in the Arabian Sea. They hired a boat to take them there and had an enjoyable day picnicking among the Hindu temples. For 2 more days they rambled together throughout the city of Bombay, going to plays and restaurants. One night, after returning from the theatre, Meherwan asked Khudu to sing a song. Khudu obeyed and launched into the first line in a loud, melodious voice. I will be your slave if you pick up your bedding from the world, thus implying to renounce the world. It was 3 a.m. and all the fellows were tired and anxious to go to sleep except Meherwan. Khudu had hardly finished the first line when Meherwan jumped up from his bed, quipping, My brother, leave aside packing your bedding from the world, because we'll all have to pack up from here if you continue warbling like this. Meherwan's humorous remark was true, because other hotel lodgers were disturbed by Khudu's outburst and had gone to the manager, rousing him from his sleep. The man came to the room to scold the group, but by the time he arrived, they were all in bed, pretending to be snoring, so there was nothing he could do about the ruckus. The next day, Bailey had an argument with Khudu, again over hard liquor. Bailey came angry with the whole group and was so mad that in a fit of temper, he took a train to Pune. The following morning, Jamshed appeared at Bailey's house, much to Bailey's surprise. Jamshed explained that after Bailey left, Meherwan had decided to return to Pune also and had sent him to bring Bailey to him. Although Bailey's hot temper had been responsible for the abrupt end to the trip, Meherwan had such a lovely nature that he had sent his brother to bring Bailey to him to forgive him, so there could not be any bitter feelings. Behramji had suffered since childhood from severe defective eyesight. His maternal uncle Aspendra Rustam Irani had brought him to Pune for medical treatment 7 years before, where he had been cured. Behramji was introduced to Meherwan by Khudu in 1914, and after some time became a visitor at Meherwan's house. Behramji was 22 years old then, but was still illiterate. However, he had a sharp mind and was successful in the liquor business. To the delight of Meherwan's parents, who thought he was returning to his normal self, from December 1914, Meherwan started teaching Behramji to read and write the Persian language. Gradually, Behramji felt drawn to Meherwan. Later, they had a profound spiritual connection between them. Upon finding her son appearing to be more socially active and normal, Shireen would urge him, Miro, get a job, get a good job. I know you have been mentally upset about something all these months, but if you engage in a steady job or profession, you will become very old, become your old self again. Merwan would not agree. However, Shireen rented a room for him and suggested he expand his tutorship to offer his services to other Irani lads like Beramji, who would also be interested in learning Persian. But this too Merwan refused. Shireen then threatened to stop Beramji from visiting the house indefinitely. Merwan consented. All right, do it if you like. At his lack of concern for normal human companionship, Shireen would only throw up her hands in exasperation, wondering what had happened to her son. She always referred to as her most beautiful child. Merwan instructed Beramji to come to his room every day to be tutored in Persian, and nothing made Beramji happier than these daily visits. Beramji would not even let his business affairs interfere. From being completely illiterate, within only 4 months, Beramji was able to read the poetry of Hafiz, due entirely to Meherwan's efforts. Gradually, Meherwan also began conversing with Beramji about God, the inner path, the need for a guru, and other spiritual issues. Beramji was deeply interested and respected Meherwan's view about spiritual matters. They became closely associated and together would leave Pune, visiting different places for several days at a time without informing anyone. On their return, when asked where they had been, Meherwan would reply, on a pilgrimage in search of holy men, saints. It was during the month of April 1915 when Meherwan told Beramji, I am going away on a long and arduous journey. I may not be back for a long time. I have decided to lead a life of fakiri, renunciation, and ascetic austerities. You may not hear from me for a long time, but if I should write you to come to me, you should immediately come to be with me wherever I am. Beramji was taken aback because he wanted to accompany Meherwan wherever he was going. Disappointed but influenced by what Meherwan had revealed to him about spirituality, Beramji promised. The same night, Meherwan boarded a train. He had bought a ticket to Raichur in the south of India. With the sound of the song, the divine voice within compelled him to get off the train at a remote village of Kardegaon, just 50 kilometers from Pune. There he inquired as to the whereabouts of Narayan Maharaj's ashram and walked several miles from the railway station to Sadhguru's headquarters. During his walk, he became dazzled. Meherwan crossed a small stream, entered the grounds through a large gate passing by the temple dedicated to Dattatreya. He then inquired, where is Narayan Maharaj? He is at this place. A caretaker replied, Darshan is being held. Go now, Narayan is giving his blessings. A large crowd was in the palace, and Narayan Maharaj, wearing a gold crown, was. On this page, we also see Behram Hoshang, a Fardoni Irani of Pune, known as Beramji, who was Baba's friend. A large crowd was in a place, and Narayan Maharaj, wearing a gold crown, was seated on his gaddi seat. Upon seeing Meherwan, Narayan stopped the darshan and had all the people disperse. He came down from his seat and taking Meherwan by the hand, gently led him up a few steps to allow him to sit upon his place. From his own shoulders, Narayan removed a flower garland, placed it around Meherwan's neck, and called for mango juice, which was given to Meherwan to drink. Meherwan and Narayan then talked together for a while, though what they conversed about is not known. Meherwan took Narayan Maharaj's permission to leave and walk back to the station. Finding a train about to leave, he boarded it and was back in Pune in less than 24 hours. Upon seeing him, Beramji was surprised, for he had not expected to see his friend again for several months. Age observed Narayan Maharaj's deep love for Meherwan, but it wondered. Other Sadgurus had to pass through the fires of hell to gain consciousness of the divine state. Realizing God reduced them to ashes within and without. Yet Meherwan is not suffering in this way. Is it because he himself is beloved God? The five perfect masters were the once instrumental in bringing God Himself to earth. It was they who had drawn their Vedini veil of sanskaras over Meherban for 19 years to hide his divine identity and to protect him until the time was right. It was Hazrat Babajan who was called upon to lift his Vedini veil again from Meherban, uncovering the true glory, his true identity. It was to Babajan that age had come to know that it was Meherban who is the incarnation of God, for whom all the world has been longing to return. Humanity has been waiting for his return for nearly 1400 years.
Through his contact with Narayan Maharaj, Meherban was now beginning to feel the glory of his godhood. He was still dazed by the glorious light and bliss, but now his own light and bliss was to begin to dazzle others. After some days in Pune following his contact with Narayan Maharaj, Meherban told Behramji, Lattus and Bailey, "Come with me. I'm going to meet certain very great saints. They are holy. The men I will let you meet with, me, all belong to God." Meherban with his 3 close friends went to Bombay first. There they met a man called Tipu Baba, who was God-intoxicated master of high order, 6th plane, and was the spiritual chargeman of Bombay. Tipu Baba had inherited his spiritual charge from Abdul Rahman, who was a Mohammedan perfect master in Bombay before Meherban was born. Then Meherban and his 3 companions travelled to Aurangabad, famous for Ellora caves and the tombs of many saints. There they met a Mazoob of 7th plane named Bane Mia Baba, who was considered a great saint by local people. And this man had a close connection with Sai Baba of Shirdi. It was Sai Baba who had given God realization to Bane Mia Baba and stationed him in Aurangabad. Meherban sent Lattus and Bailey back to Pune and then took a train to Nagpur with Behramji via a circuitous route in order to meet the 3rd perfect master of age, Tajuddin Baba. In Nagpur, they inquired of Tajuddin Baba's whereabouts and were informed that they should take a tonga to the town of Baki Sharif, some 17 kilometers away, where they would find Tajuddin. Accordingly, seated in a horse-drawn tonga, they drove to meet Tajuddin Baba, the most renowned living saint in central India. There was a large gathering of devotees around the Qutub, and all were concerned as Tajuddin was in ill-tempered, fiery mood. He had been venting his fury on those around him, abusing everyone who came for his darshan that day. When Meherban and Behramji arrived, someone informed them, "This is not a good day to see Tajuddin. The master is in very bad mood. If you go, be prepared to be abused." Meherban looked at the person and then smiled, knowing, "He's waiting for me. Tajuddin has been waiting for me to arrive." Meherban and Behramji walked through the grounds towards where Tajuddin Baba was seated. Tajuddin, a balding, grey-haired man, was dressed simply. Meherban took the lead as they approached the Qutub. The fragrance of roses perfumed the air. To everyone's surprise, Tajuddin Baba became silent, stood up, and started walking towards Meherban. Their eyes met and their gaze locked. What divine message were these two exchanging? Tajuddin waved the roses over Meherban's head. No words were spoken. There are no words in the divine song. The singer utters the story in the language of song which only he and those who have heard it can understand. The silence between Mirwan and Tajuddin Baba was of awesome depth. The silence will one day overpower this age. Age will know that their meaning was spiritual union between the ocean and the sky. Ocean and sky were one. Their silence stilled the heavens and earths. The wine of love merged between these two oceans. Mirwan was coming down out of the heavens of the plains. The ocean of love was merging into his bodily form. Mirwan was descending back to the earthly consciousness. Tajuddin seemed overcome with happiness as he gazed upon Mirwan. Silently, in the stillness of the crowd, Mirwan and Behramji slipped away. The perfume of roses permeated Waqi Sharif. My rose, my heavenly rose, Tajuddin muttered. Mirwan and Behramji headed straight for the train station and boarded the first train back to Pune. Taj, Taj, my Taj, was the silent cry in Mirwan's heart. None knew what had happened between them. None knew what this incident had meant. Mirwan had received his crown. Upon returning to Pune, Mirwan resumed a close association with his childhood friend Khodu. Khodu was then 25, a few years older than Mirwan. He was a strong man with a powerful physique. Although Khodu was unaware of Mirwan's spiritual state, he loved him and considered Mirwan to be his only real friend in the world. Khodu affectionately referred to Mirwan as his Langoti friend, meaning a close pal or buddy. Khodu always acted in an informal manner whenever he was with Mirwan, and naturally Mirwan did the same. Once Mirwan went to Khodu's house, but he was absent. Khodu's wife, Naja, asked Mirwan to wait, and he requested some food. Naja served Mirwan a meal which he ate ravenously. After eating, he was about to leave when Khodu arrived, and seeing his friend, grabbed him in a welcoming bear hug. Mirwan warned him, Khodu, don't hold me like this. I am no longer that Mirwan. Thinking he was joking, Khodu retorted, if you're not that Mirwan, then who are you? I will see who this Mirwan is. Being much taller and stronger than Mirwan, who was very slender, Khodu thought he would easily overpower his friend and hurl him to the floor. Khodu lunged for Mirwan's arms, but in a gentle manner, Mirwan stretched out his hand to prevent him, and with a slight shove, sent Khodu reeling back, knocking him to the floor. Khodu was both shocked and amazed by Mirwan's strength. Mirwan was not angry and good-natured, helping Khodu to his feet. Both sat down and started talking. Khodu immediately realized that Mirwan was no longer an ordinary man, and he started to look upon him with greater respect. After this incident, Khodu and Mirwan started seeing each other more regularly. Mirwan told Khodu about Babajan, and Khodu was deeply impressed. Accompanying Mirwan wherever he went to see her, they would sit by Babajan's side, hour upon hour, late into the night, returning to Khodu's house as late as 4 o'clock in the morning. Often they would discuss the significance of Qawwali singing had earlier that night before bhajan. After a few months, Babajan began repeating to Mirwan, my son, the treasure which you seek and the key in that treasure are not with me. I cannot give it to you. The treasure is yours. It is for you alone. There is no doubt about that. But my son, you must have the key. Babajan would always speak about this in cryptic fashion. Then late one night, she spoke in a very clear manner. The treasure is yours to have now. The key is there. Go to Shirdi, my son. There is a Sai, only one there. Go and see the Sai. See if he will give you the sky. One day Mirwan told Khodu, for the past several months I've had terrible pain in my stomach and it won't go away. But I don't know what to do about it. Khodu had heard of the miracles surrounding Sai Baba and remembering what we have a nice picture next to this page with Mani, servant girl, Ali, Sheriyar, Shirimai and Jal. Butler, Mohalla, Pune, early 1920s. Khodu had heard of miracles surrounding Sai Baba and seemingly what Babajan had recently told Mirwan said, my friend, if you come with me once to Sai Baba, perhaps your pain will disappear. I have heard that he has cured every type of affliction. Miracles are an everyday occurrence at Shirdi. Let's go and see this holy man. On the left side of this page, there is a picture of Mirwan and Jamshed in Pune, January 5, 1916. And on this page, we have Khodadad Dinshaw Rani Khodu, later nicknamed Sailor, with his wife Naja and newborn son Dinshaw in 1918. We will stop here today, page 160, first para, and we will resume with Baba's grace tomorrow again. Avtar Meher Baba ki jai.
We will say thank you to Baba. Baba mein charan chhod na jaun, Data mein charan chhod na jaun, Meher mein charan chhod na jaun, जहाँ मैं तुमको सुख लागत है, जहाँ मैं तुमको सुख लागत है, वहाँ बिन कछु नहीं चाहूँ, वहाँ बिन कछु नहीं चाहूँ, बाबा मैं चरणन छोड़ न जाऊँ, तुम जैसे राखो वैसे रहूं मैं, तुम जैसे राखो वैसे रहूं मैं, तुम बिन और न चाहूं कछु मैं, बाबा बाबा जपो निरंतर, मैं हर जपो निरंतर, तुम पर वारी वारी जाऊं, बाबा मैं चरणन छोड़ न जाऊं। अवतार मेहर बाबा की जय, अवतार मेहर बाबा की जय, अवतार मेहर बाबा की जय। नमस्कार मुबारक, एक बार उठा रहा हूँ। मैं बोला था फोन ये लिंक पे आना पड़ा है। कैश तो ना ये कोई नहीं सोचता हूँ ये नहीं।
हेलो, 1 घंटा लगेगा नहीं पहुंच जाएगा।
बार बार ये दिल आए, हेलो
हेलो,
बार बार ये दिल आए, बार बार ये दिल गाए तुम जियो हजारों साल, ये दुआ है हमारी। Happy birthday to you, happy birthday to you, come on, happy birthday.
No budget. Sorry.
इतना गाना गा रहे हम लोग।
I don't know how you even came here. Somebody was on a call. Like,
Oh my God.
We are Baba people. We can go anywhere without it.
Baba interjected us.
how I even caught you. Like,
See?
So, are you 16 now?
huh?
Are you 16 now or not yet?
No, this is not MBA.
I don't know which call. Someone came on.
This is Baba calling you, man. Wake up.
I know. Somebody else was using the phone for something else, and suddenly I saw your image coming up. Like,
Enjoy the birthday in Baba's name.
thanks. Thank you very much.
Stay
Bless
well,
you.
stay
Thank
healthy,
you.
stay 16.
Hmm?
Stay well, healthy,
When are you
16.
coming? Thanks. Yes. When are you coming this side?
We are coming on Baba's birthday.
Oh, that's very true. Okay.
Next month.
I will be in Calcutta. I have to attend a wedding, so I won't be there. Sorry.
I don't know why you keep going for these weddings.
Delhi wedding, Calcutta wedding, Bombay wedding, Goa wedding.
I told you the only reason I'm alive is attending funerals and weddings and in between traveling. So that's
You
what
have
it
5 weddings and a funeral every few months.
is.
So how did you celebrate it?
I'll have to wait for your children's wedding then.
Yeah. You have to come. You have to do all the work.
Yes,
I heard
yes,
you are
yes.
very resourceful, so you have to make all the arrangements.
Definitely. Yes.
When are you coming to
Wait.
Singapore?
Very soon. I hope so. Very soon.
We are waiting.
I will. Definitely. I'm looking forward.
Jai Baba.
Plan it. Put it in the calendar, man. Jai Baba.
Huh?
I said put it on the calendar. Your calendar works 6 months ahead. अभी डालोगे नहीं तो फिर यहाँ नहीं आओगे.
नहीं. हो जाए. It will happen.
चलो ठीक है. We look forward.
अभी अगले 6 महीने में अगर अर्जुन की शादी होगी तो अच्छा है.
It's on top of my agenda.
Good. Great. So come.
Okay.
All right. Jai Baba. Jai
Bye.
Baba. Jai Baba.
Jai Baba. Happy birthday. Bye bye.